Hey there, guys. All right, today we are back with some BlueJay, and this is the deadliest Easter in Irish history. We have this video and then one more video left in the BlueJay stockpile before we have to wait for him to upload a new video. Now, I'm going to ask in this video, for those watching, please do leave some recommendations on big channels to, to watch. I have seen your comments, well, one of your comments. One of you that frequently comments, and thank you for your frequent comments. They mean a lot. You know who you are because I'm about to pretty much say who's. Anyways, I will not be watching. I don't think I'll be watching any videos in a different language, just because then I'd have to read the closed captioning. I'd have to read a translation as the video plays, and I just feel like that isn't as not as engaging. Like I've done one or two videos up here on this channel that are in a different language. I did that one video of me, an American, reacting to that Indian movie. Can't remember which part of India that was from. Though the comments were quick to tell me which part of India it was from. It's been a while since I watched that, so can't remember. But those were shorter videos, and where knowing the language wasn't necessary to get the vibes and kind of understand what was happening on screen. For like history related kind of videos and stuff like that, especially longer length, I would need the captions, and I just feel like that's not as engaging. And I'm not saying like I'm that engaging all the time. I know my faults. It's just I feel like that would be an instance where that would only really put my weaknesses, I guess, as a reactioner on display, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to stick to kind of the videos in English. Though, of course, I do not mind at all, non-native English speakers, making videos and speaking in English, though, with a heavy accent. I don't mind that. Right, we've watched Sweeney, who has an accent, and I think a couple others. I cannot remember channel names off the top of my head at this moment. So yeah, if any of you all got recommendations for channels I have not watched yet, please do throw them down below. I will probably also start watching Kings and Generals again. Actually, well, the day before this, I watched a Kings and Generals video. That was yesterday's video. So yeah, I think I'll be bringing back Kings and Generals a little bit, here and there. So yeah, throw out some other recommendations, and perhaps even some of the older channels that I have not watched in a while. If you miss any of those, please do leave a comment and say like, oh, I miss you watching this in this channel or whatever. Please do leave that comment. Lets me know whether or not like which channels maybe I should return to. So yeah, with that all set out of the way, I will likely say this again in the next BlueJay video, just because BlueJay videos have statistically been doing better than my other videos. Though, of course, YouTube is still not recommending me to anyone. YouTube only shows my videos for the first 24 hours and then does not show them anyone after that. And it's getting really fucking annoying. Anyways, let's talk about the Easter Rising for like, I don't know, we should keep count of certain historical events on this channel, how many times we watch videos related to them. I feel like the Easter Rising might be the most popular one. Might be the one I've watched the most. Like certain specific events, not like wider events like, that last years and years. But I'm talking like events that last maybe a few months or weeks or, whatever, or a year at most. I think it's gotta be the Easter Rising, man. Yeah, it's gotta be the Easter Rising. Or maybe something with Julius Caesar? It's either that or something involving Julius Caesar, I think is. Anyways, I'm rambling. Let's dive in.
On the steps of this General Post Office on Easter Monday, 1916, Patrick Pearse announced to a crowd of Dubliners that on that day...
Dude, the confidence you have to do a video while holding a little blue jay bird stuffed animal thing in front of a crowd of people. I don't have that confidence to do that. I respect it, though of course I would be like this man right here who is definitely looking at BlueJay and going, what is happening?
A new Irish republic was born, and with that, an uprising against British rule had begun in what would later become known as the Easter Rising. This post office served as the headquarters for the rebels.
I want to really try and pronounce that Gaelic, or is it Gaelic? There's a difference. I don't know the difference.
Either because of its strong, thick walls, or because a few rebels had some Amazon packages coming in. Either way, it's a solid choice. Everyone knows the second most important rule of a good republic is a solid set of white pillars.
Damn
First
straight.
rule being annoying political ads. In
Damn
fact, you
straight.
can still see bullet holes in said pillars over 100 years after the uprising, which were definitely left there to make them look cool. Kind of like the ripped jeans of architecture. The rebels went on to capture many other strategic buildings on O'Connell Street, including a wireless telegraph station where they sent out the first radio broadcast in Ireland, a Morse code message announcing their new nation, which, compared to other countries, is a pretty metal first.
Okay, so what I'm curious, is this I can't tell if he's doing a voice. I think he's doing a voiceover. He has to be doing a voiceover, or we'd be hearing other noise. There's no way he was able to block out foot traffic noise. So I think this is definitely a voiceover. So he's not just like standing here talking into a camera holding a bird.
Transmission. America's was a combination of poetry, violin music, and Bible readings, which was undoubtedly played to the horror of thousands of Midwestern Catholic kids. The Easter Rebellion lasted 6 days and resulted in the unconditional surrender of the Irish freedom fighters, but it sowed the seeds for an independent Ireland that would come in the following decades. But this video will not be a deep dive into that.
Okay, yeah, but what he's doing here is he's moving the bird in the right like cadence of his voice. So like, is he actually talking? But then he decided to dub it over later. I'm just trying to figure out how he produced this video here, how he filmed this.
That very fascinating.
I'm not really paying too much attention to the actual history. I'm trying to figure out like, how the fuck did you film this, BlueJay?
Complex story. For that, I recommend Extra Credits' fantastic series on it. Instead, we're going to do things a bit more
We watched that one, and I can't remember it.
BlueJay. So here are some obscure, unimportant, but fascinating stories about the Easter Rising of 1916.
Wow, is this an IRL video? Actually, no.
The Easter
Okay,
Rising
anime.
involved brutal artillery strikes on civilians, suicidal bayonet charges, and the execution of bystanders suspected to be rebels. So it shouldn't be all that surprising to hear that, during the Six-Day Insurrection, ceasefires were not very common, but not impossible. For the rebels and Brits, there was one thing so important that even the bloody struggle for freedom had to be put on hold. Ducks.
Quack.
Here at St. Stephen's
BlueJay and I have the same fucking brain.
Green, the volunteers of the Irish Citizens Army and the British soldiers held a daily ceasefire so that the weirdly dedicated park keeper, James Kearney, could come out and feed the ducks. Now, was this an act of wholesomeness and humility between two factions, or were both sides just afraid of provoking an escalated response from the O'Quack militia? We may never know. But if
The
there's one
Quack move.
thing I've learned from
Okay.
talking to both Brits and Irish, it's that they don't fuck with the ducks. And if you find this story ridiculous, you know what they say. No war has ever been waged without its fair share of quackery. As a quick side story, there's an award called the Freedom of the City of Dublin that numerous iconic historical figures have received, such as Eamon de Valera, Barack and Michelle Obama, and Bono. The honor comes with many perks, such as being able to vote in some elections, and even the right to pasture their sheep on the common grounds, including here at St. Stephen's Green. Perhaps a rather dated perk, but nonetheless a right that Bono wasted no time in exercising.
Oh my god.
However, in the ancient privileges and duties, there is a provision that
Honestly, I would do the same fucking thing as Bono. I would totally get a sheep just to do that. Then probably donate the sheep to a farmer or something that wants a free sheep to take care of or whatever. Because responsible pet owner here.
that stipulates freed men/freed women must defend the city and could be called into the militia at a short notice. So, if you ever start another rising in Dublin, there is a non-zero chance that you would face Obama and Bono on the battlefield. Before the Easter Rising began, the military council of the Irish Republican Brotherhood sought out German aid for their planned uprising. Seeing as how the Germans were currently engaged in this little disagreement with the Brits, they happily supported Irish independence, agreeing to a wee bit of gun smuggling for the Irish freedom fighters. So, on April 6, 1916, Germany dispatched the gun-stuffed SS Liebau to Ireland and disguised it as a Norwegian vessel to avoid capture, which is becoming somewhat of a common theme on this channel. After powering through a violent storm like a champ, it successfully reached its destination of Tralee Bay. This isn't Tralee Bay, this is Hoth. That's all the way on the other side of the island, and I'm scared to drive on the left side of the road. But I figured this is also water, and it doesn't matter, because I'm the best sight in this frame anyway. However, there was a slight hiccup. There wasn't anyone to meet them there. The Liebau had arrived on Thursday, April 20th, but the Irish nationalists weren't expecting to meet them until Easter Sunday, April 23rd. And in Ireland, there's a saying for this kind of conundrum. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. But, to be fair, the Germans were reading maps in Norwegian and didn't have a working radio, so I think just arriving at the right spot at all is deserving of a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Without a working radio to inform them of the updated meeting date, there they sat, twirling their thumbs. Or pretzels, or whatever Germans do to pass the time. But they wouldn't have to wait
Drink
too
beer.
long, because soon enough, 3 Royal Navy destroyers closed in on the masquerading German vessel. And in Germany, there's a saying for this kind of conundrum. Oh shit, oh fuck, I'm screwed. So instead of allowing the weapons to fall into British hands, the Germans scuttled the ship, which, unfortunately, doesn't mean it spreaded little crab legs and ran its way up the beach to Dublin. It means it detonated charges and sank the ship down the Leprechaun Jones's locker. Ireland would finally claim independence after the signing of the Anglo-Irish Treaty of 1921, becoming the Irish Free State, which is a little misleading, because while, yes, they were self-governing, they still had the British King George V as the head of the state. Honestly, a good rule of thumb is that whenever you see adjectives in a state's name, assume the opposite. The United States has nothing united about it, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is none of those things, and the Isle of Man actually totally delivers. So the word free in Irish Free State should be taken with a grain of salt. It wouldn't be until 1949 when Ireland would officially be declared the Republic of Ireland, breaking off all ties with the Commonwealth. But unfortunately, they still wouldn't be able to break ties with the UK's weather.
Fiends. And that was the deadliest Easter in Irish history. This was a good video. I liked the change of scenery here from his normal into an IRL video. I think he should do that a little bit more, maybe. Because that's always cool to actually get the real visual of the land. Is always nice. But yeah. I've got nothing to add here at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.